Hi everybody, I'm back, and today I'm going to show you the MindShift Gear Exposure 15. The Exposure 15 just came out a couple days ago. It is a waterproof / water resistant shoulder style bag. And this bag, I haven't carried it out in the field yet. I just literally got it this afternoon. Took it out, put my gear in here just to kind of give you a sense of what fits in it. Figured I would do a video because it is brand new and I wanted to give everybody a chance to see it. And then if anything changes in my opinions or views of this bag over the next couple of weeks, I'll just update it and do a follow-up and swap it out with a new one. It's a shoulder bag, so unless something is defective or doesn't work and the layout is very standard, I think this is an absolute goldmine. I'm really excited that they came out with this. If you've watched my earlier video, one of the main bags that I use an awful lot of the time is the Signature 13. That bag is really stylish. The materials are very upscale. It's real nice leather, antique brass latches, and it just is a really super nice feeling bag and looking bag. I do a lot of shooting at an embassy where everything is like a black tie event, and that, you know, you need that kind of like more of a swankier look. This isn't quite that type of a bag. This is an outdoors bag, you know, rugged, outdoorsy, adventurer type bag. But rather than a backpack, it's a shoulder style, which I love. It means that a shoulder bag, everything is right here off to your side. You can grab it, and it's just a real convenient setup for a bag. And sometimes backpacks, I mean, it's great if you're hiking, but it can be a pretty big pain that everything is behind you, and you've got to, even the ones that twist around or turn or do innovative weird things, they're not, to me, as simple and straightforward as just a nice shoulder bag. The other really cool thing about this is the price point. It's only $169. So for a great deal of water protection and a really sturdy bag, and the fact that it's under $200 puts it really in a great place. All right, so I said that I had already opened it up and put stuff in, so let me just kind of quickly run down what actually fits in here, which is just a little absurd. So first thing first is this latch is actually a little clamp latch. You have to squeeze both sides to release it, and I love that design touch. One of their less expensive bags actually had a little just a little tiny friction pull, and you had to pull this little thing down and it could flop open really easy. This fixed that completely, and it's absolutely ideal. Since I'm going to kind of work my way around the bag, there is a pouch right here. You could probably put a memory card envelope in there. Maybe stick a passport in there or something. It's not real deep, but you have access to it. So yeah, moving forward. All right, so first things first, this is actually a 7D Mark II with a 100 to 400 lens mounted, and it has the spider grip underneath and a tripod mounting plate and all of my gear on there, and it just fits in, like, not just barely fits, like some shoulder bags, whatnot, like they will just barely fit in there. It fits in with clearance, so that is awesome. And I'm just going to take a second and set that aside so that I don't drop it or do something stupid. All right, so in addition to the big camera with the big lens, I also included the rain jacket, which comes with every MindShift Gear or Think Tank bag. They get a little kind of a raincoat for it. And then beside that, I have a 16 to 35 lens. Again, we'll set him aside. We have a 100mm macro. We'll set him aside. And then we'll reach down here. There's a sideways pad under here. And under there is a fisheye, 15mm fisheye. And then on the side of that, with plenty of room to spare, is a macro rail, focusing rail. And we'll set that aside. And then in the front, we have a flash. We'll set that aside. I very easily could have fit another small lens over on the left-hand side. As I'm looking at it, you're right. I just don't have another little, like if I had a 14mm or some small prime lens would easily have fit in there. They have plenty of dividers. You have your main two dividers that have like an L shape to them. And then you have a whole bunch of these little sideways things. So you can actually divide it off from left to right so that like on the bottom on this side I had my fisheye underneath and then my macro above it. And then you get 3 of these straps. 2 of them are your tripod mount holding straps. And actually, I'll empty out one more thing. Major plus a 15-inch laptop. The biggest and really honestly the only complaint I ever had about my Signature 13 is that I use a 15-inch MacBook Pro. So I couldn't carry it in my bag. So that I can. I don't know how much all of that stuff weighs, but it's certainly enough that I've got quite a good load of luggage by the time I have all of that stuff in there. The bag itself, with every accessory that comes with it, is under 3 pounds. So, continuing on to the front, this pouch actually has like a little hook enclosure. It's not a clamp like the front one. It's a little tiny bit tricky. It's like the same kind of hooks that they use for their tripod straps. If anybody has Think Tank bags, just has a little L hook and you have to put it through this little loop. But then once you have that open, it opens up this cavern with that fold out. It's huge. That's where I had my flash stored. You honestly could fit your flash and probably a mag sphere squished up in there if you wanted, or a mag bounce. It's got tons of room. It's cavernous. I'm just gonna fasten that back up and then unzip. Well, actually there's 2 phone pockets. These are like 5.5 inch wide each. They are separate pockets. You have a little divider down the middle, but you could drop easily a cell phone in here, or you know, an iPad mini or anything along those lines. And then you have a zip enclosure. And inside the zip enclosure is your main storage compartment for little gadgets and doodads. You have a little tether for your key or whatever else you're going to tether. You have a bigger pouch in here that I think you could probably use for a 10-inch laptop. And then inside here you have a couple, like they gradually get smaller and smaller. These look like they're probably the size for business cards. You could easily put batteries in here. There's a couple of pen holders. And then there's an entire width of the bag pocket down in front of that, which you can use for basically anything. Again, very roomy. The bottom of the bag, zip this back up and close it and tip it over. Another nice little touch is they've got a little canvas strap here. I expanded it when I wanted to keep my flash in here, but if you're going for a slightly tighter, lower profile, you just tug this down. It's like a seatbelt strap and you're good to go. Down on the bottom you have these 4 loops. This is for your tripod mount. If you have a tripod to go along with you, you can just lay it here. The straps go around, tether them in, cinch it in tight, and you're good to go. The other strap, that third one that I mentioned, that is actually used as a crossbody strap. So on the back here you have 2 more loops, and you can actually, when you have the bag over your shoulder, you can run a strap around to keep it from swiveling around your body and flopping away from your body and doing weird random things. If you want. I honestly don't envision seeing myself do that a lot, but I could see how some folks would want to. One of the things that I really admire and respect about a lot of the photography accessory companies is their willingness to play nice and work with each other. This, for example, they point out that it is compatible with the Spider belt system or the Peak Design Capture. Any of that gear that you have from another brand totally works on here, which I love. Another design element, which is ever increasingly more important for me, is the fact that it has a luggage rail pass through, so you can slide it down on top of rolling luggage and carry it that way. There are also tons of little loops and straps where you could just basically tether a carabiner and additional equipment easily. I have the filter Hive, which is actually, pardon me for stepping out of the frame for a second, this guy. And you could very easily use this tethering strap here to strap it right on as you're carrying things if you need your filters. If you don't want to load up on every lens under the sun, you could easily just fit it inside and go with that too. If anybody hasn't seen my video on this, I always tag a couple of videos of my own at the end. I'll pop this one on there. It's a really handy little gadget that is a great device for both drop-in filters and circular filters, and actually in here, I didn't mean to get distracted. Squirrel! I have the Breakthrough Photography filter holder, plus all of my circular and all of my drop-in filters, all in the same case. So if you happen to still be carrying all of your filters around in those little plastic boxes that they come in, trying to figure out why you can't fit everything into your bag, this is only like 50 bucks. I think it's $54.95. Get one. It's absolutely amazing. The Velcro here pulls off, and you can literally just make it a part of your strap. And it's really that fast and that easy. I might have put it on the wrong side for the illustration, but you're good to go. And you can put it behind you if you want, or you can twist it around so it hangs the other way. So yeah, my first impression on this thing is it's an absolute win. Let me get this Velcro done before I keep going so I'm not talking over top of that. It's an absolute win. You can carry so many extra accessories in here. It fits things tremendously well. It's just absolutely, I think I'm gonna love it. So tell me what you think. Leave some feedback here if there's anything that I didn't cover about this bag and that you'd like me to address and show you or explore. Happy to do that. If there's any other product that you want to see a little bit about, let me know. I have a lot of their gear already in hand, but if it's from some other company, feel free to let me know. Hey, I have this bag and I think it's great. You should review it. I'll try. I'll reach out to them and see. So yeah, that's it. Before I close, I do want to remind everybody that I have in July of 2018, assuming that you're watching before then, on the 6th, 7th, and 8th, I am hosting or co-hosting a workshop with Connor Hibbs. And Connor and I, we've known each other for ages. I got in touch with him right when he started with the Improved Photography Network. I used to write for their website, and he podcasts for portrait photography. And he is just an absolute wizard at studio lighting. So day one of our workshop is basically going to be Connor's Studio Lighting 101, and he's going to show everything from setups to more advanced techniques, and we're going to start with one light and then progress on through with a couple of others. And he's bringing his gear, which I know he uses a lot of the Paul Buff gear and a lot of photodiox modifiers. And then I'm actually bringing Ellen Chrome lighting to show. And we have a third company that I think is sending some stuff that we'll be able to show too. So we're going to be in good shape there. We're going to limit it to 10 students, and right now I think we have 7 that are all set. So there's 3 spots open for that. If you're interested, you'd want to sign up soon. The other 2 days are really unique. It's a Civil War buff's dream. We're basically shooting the reenactment stuff, the battlefield stuff. We're going to have models that are the reenactors, and several of the generals, especially from the Union side, are going to be posing for us to do studio photography lighting. Well, using studio lights, but actually will be outdoors in the town square in the center of Gettysburg. We have all access passes to the media towers, which are built around the reenactment field. That's where the History Channel and National Geographic climb up above to shoot down on the field. They get a really unique perspective, and last year when I went out and did a little bit of pre-shooting, I looked at those towers enviously because they're the ideal shooting locations, and we were able to procure passes for every single one of our students to use those. It is kind of a first come, first serve. Nobody gets any reserved spots on those. So as you're shooting on one, you know, if you happen to be in front of the Nat Geo guy, you get to be in front of the Nat Geo guy. If you're a little further behind, then you can move around and jockey for space. So it's just going to be an incredibly exciting 3-day workshop, and we'd love to have those other 3 spots filled up with people that would enjoy it as much as we will. And I think that's it. I'm going to wrap it up right now, and I'm sure I'll be back within a day or two with something else to show you. Thank you very much, and have a great day.